everybody, this is BlueZ here from TheTokenMinorities. We're going to be doing some Showdown battling today. TheTokenMinorities, not only do we do competitions and tournaments through device battling, but we also battle through simulators and mods online. So today we're going to be doing some Showdown. I'm going to be showing you some battles that I've had recently and commentating over them. So there's a team I put together recently that I've been running. It's Greninja, Charwai, Breloom, Hippowdon, Tentacruel, and Sylveon. And I really like this team, but, you know, along the way, there's always little kinks and mistakes you make here and there. It's just part of making a team. So this is one of those battles where I make a lot of mistakes, but surprisingly, I end up winning in the end. I end up making do with what I have. So this just goes to show to you guys that don't quit out on your battles right away. You know, you should keep it going till the end. Not only is it honorable, but it's also, there's always a chance that you'll win, that your opponent's going to make a stupid mistake while being cocky. So we're going to start our battle right here. And before we do, I want to let you guys know that there are 3 big mistakes I make in this match. One of them is that I just have a really bad build on my Charwai. I think I use Rock Blast, Flamethrower, Roost, and Substitute, and he just becomes completely useless. Needless to say, I've completely changed his set. You know, at this point, his set's completely different, and so now he's actually useful. And the other 2 things I do is I let my opponent take out my Greninja and my Hippowdon really early in the game, as you guys will see. So we're going to start the match here. And so as you guys see, I take out Greninja first. He sends out Staraptor, and I think I can outspeed him. He just takes out my Greninja on the first turn with Brave Bird, and that's really going to bite me in the butt. And I really thought I was going to lose the match at that point. But I bring out my Charwai, and I use Rock Tomb because I feel like that's going to take his Staraptor out, but he takes out Lando T. So I switch to Tentacruel, hoping to be able to use some ice, some water moves on him, hopefully Scald. I'm also running Knockoff on my Tentacruel, something I've taken off since then. I think I'm running Rapid Spin and Haze on him, but there's a lot of switching at this point. Thankfully, I predict his switch into Volcarona, and with my Hippowdon, it's gonna prove to be useful, getting that sand up, getting those stealth rocks up. I think I'm running Whirlwind as well on my Volcarona, so that'll be really helpful to take all those stats off that he's building up, and to also hopefully get him to switch in again, and he'll take a lot of damage. But here comes Aegislash, and he's going to be a little bit of a problem for my Hippowdon, so I switch him out. And again, Lando T comes out, lowers my attack, and he U-turns, which is really interesting. And here comes Blastoise. Blastoise is a really big problem for my Hippowdon. I know whatever he's going to switch out to or bring out, he's going to want to, or I'm going to want to Whirlwind him out. So then, thankfully, my Hippowdon is a nice wall against this team. There's not much he can do to it. I can just keep whirlwinding him and slacking off and keep doing damage to his team, especially against something like Staraptor, which is not going to like those rocks at all. But of course, he uses Brave Bird, and there's another nice little whirlwind there. And then he brings out Blastoise, which is bad for me, so I just call it quits. I'm not going to take it. I switch out, and here's Breloom. Thankfully, he Rapid Spins, and so my Breloom can keep a decent amount of health. He switches because he doesn't want a Bullet Seed from me. I put his Volcarona to sleep, and a Rock Slide will take him right out. Now here's Staraptor, and I know he's going to outspeed my Breloom, so here comes Hippowdon again to take some damage, but I think he predicts that. He uses his U-turn to go into Lando T. Lando T seems to be an okay counter against Hippowdon. It lowers my attack, and that Earthquake takes him out right away. So Sylveon is, I thought, was going to be an okay wall, especially because his Hyper Voice will take out his Lando T, but he sustains a lot of damage from Lando T with an Earthquake. So he is 2 down. I protect to see what his Scizor is going to do, and he's predicting me to switch. So I know that he wants me to switch out, so hopefully I can boost some of my health with a Wish and then a Protect. He's going to want to keep hacking at me, and I'm just not going to allow it at all. So I'm going to boost up some of my health. He's going to switch out into Aegislash. I don't know why Scizor never used any steel moves. Maybe because Aegislash is a steel stab on his team. And so I'm going to see what his Aegislash wants to do. And he's just going to want to get priority moves on me instead of going for the steel super effective. So he's going to King Shield me. I'm going to keep using Wish, maybe take some damage and hopefully do some damage, or switch out to another Pokemon like Tentacruel. So here comes Tentacruel. He switches switches, which is nice because he doesn't take out my Tentacruel. I get lots of health back. I can use a knockoff. I think I knock off at least either a band or leftovers on that Scizor, which is nice. That'll prove helpful later on. And of course, knock off an Aegislash, that's going to be really useful later on in the game, because that's an advantage I have over him. He sustains some damage. I see the King Shield coming, so I switch into Sylveon, hopefully to pass some more health around with a Wish. He brings out Scizor, of course, which is a bad idea. I was predicting a move, but instead he switched, so the Protect was useless. Bullet Punch on my Charizard that I bring back out really doesn't do much, so he's going to keep switching around to his Blastoise. I use Rock Tomb, hoping that'll do something against the Scizor, but again, that was a bad idea. And I think he was hoping I'd do Solar Beam so he'd switch into Aegislash. Right now he's just being really reactionary to all my moves. And then I use Substitute. I don't know why I put Substitute on him in the beginning, maybe just to get a roost here and there, but I figured out lately that a fully offensive moveset is really useful for Char Y. Just that really takes advantage of him being a Mega. So right now Sylveon again is walling like usual, bringing out my Tentacruel again to boost his health with a Wish. And there's just a lot of this going on in this match right now. A lot of switching around basically between Sylveon and Tentacruel to keep health going. Of course, I see another knockoff opportunity. He seems to want to switch into Aegislash every time I go into Tentacruel, so I'll definitely take advantage of that. Sylveon comes out again to boost more health. At this point, he should see this strategy going, and he just keeps switching between Aegislash and Scizor. One of these times, I'm going to bring out Charizard and totally blast his team away, hopefully. But right now, I'm just doing a lot of switching back and forth. Of course, he sees the switch. He uses a Pursuit, which my Tentacruel doesn't like, but he stays in. There's that Bullet Punch that I knew he was going to use and is going to be really bad for my Sylveon, but he takes it like a champ. That's a Protect right there, and that's all the health right back to me. So that's really helpful. And then back into Tentacruel, he's going to take the Bullet Punch like a champ, and he's going to use Knockoff on Scizor. I don't know why. I was hoping he'd maybe switch into something that still had an item, but my Tentacruel is out, so that's bad for me. But here comes Breloom, who is just a power player on my team. Every day I figure out, he has a lot more leverage over teams than I originally thought. So if you're ever using a team that needs a good sweeper, but also a good effect user like Spore, and can be really unpredictable, Breloom's usually a good choice. Now, of course, I used Bullet Seed, and I only got 3 shots off, and that brings Aegislash to 1% health. I thought he was going to switch, so I wanted to go for the Mach Punch, but that doesn't seem to be the case. There's the Shadow Sneak. My Breloom isn't out. His sash was broken a long time ago, so I'm not worried. But here's Staraptor. I know he's going to outspeed. I'm calling for that Brave Bird, but he ends up using U-Turn. So, thankfully, the switch into Charizard was really nice. I don't know why he switched into Scizor, which is asleep, but apparently he woke up, used Superpower. Charizard takes it. I think he's expecting a switch into Breloom or possibly Sylveon. But he switches again. I use Roost to boost up my health, and maybe, hopefully, he doesn't switch. I use Solar Beam and take out his Blastoise, so that's really good for me. That's a lot of progress. He's only down to his Staraptor and his Scizor. Thankfully, I'm down to 1% health on my Charizard, which will be really nice at going against Scizor. He's going to use Bullet Punch and take my Charizard out, but that's okay, because I've got him covered with my Breloom. A Mach Punch will just take care of Scizor right away. And that's how I won the battle. So even after making so many really terrible mistakes and having kind of a bad team, basically using Tentacruel and Sylveon to push around a lot of health and get an attack in here and there, and then saving a lot of my power players like Charizard and Breloom until they were really needed, really helped me win this match. Of course, since then I've kind of moved around my team a lot. Specifically, I've changed Char Y to Dragon Pulse, Solar Beam, Fire Blast, and Earthquake. I'm going back and forth between Flamethrower and Fire Blast because I've seemed to have terrible luck with Fire Blast, and since then I'm running Rapid Spin and Haze and Sludge Bomb and Scald on Tentacruel instead of Knockoff. I know Knockoff can be nice in some cases, but Haze and the Rapid Spin seem to really help my team out a lot, and at the cost of the Knockoff, so that seems to be good. Hopefully I'll be able to post more videos of my team soon. This is a team that me and Jolt made together, kind of at my request, and I'm really liking the direction it's going. So if you guys have any commentary, any suggestions for the team, feel free to comment below. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like our video, maybe even favorite if you really like it, and maybe we'll see you guys around in some other videos in the future. Thanks a lot. See you guys around. BlueZ out.